All right, folks. Larry has to take care of spraying something in his throat so he can come back on. You could hear him at the end of the call with Jason Goodman that he was struggling with his voice. So he said to give him a couple minutes and he'll be with us. Please think about how we can spread the word about socialism and what these young liberal Democrats are trying to do in their desire to take over the Democratic Party and kick out the old guard. And here's Larry. And so I know the t-shirts are expensive, but please consider buying one. This is a purchase for the sake of our country, and it really is important. The logo is really dynamic, and you will get attention wearing it. It'll give you a chance to start a conversation with anybody who sees you wearing the shirt. All right, let me just move my computer, and Larry can start. Go ahead, Larry. You're on. Hang on a sec. Okay. Today is Tuesday, the 12th of March.
Tuesday, the 12th of March. Folks, I was just on with Jason Goodman, and we were talking about AOC. Now, the point of the conversation we were talking about who is behind her. And I will point out that this organization, Justice Democrats, that's the group supposedly behind her, have to get elected. Folks, think about it. We may be seeing in that group the beginning of the formal organization for socialism. I understand a lot of young people getting together and coming up with all these new concepts and ideas, like the Green New Deal. But isn't it odd? What I found odd is if you're sitting there and coming up with all these new ideas, why do all of them fall under the category of socialism? The programs that are used to convince nations to become socialist nations, they're all the key same pitching points. I'm concerned about it. Another thing that I am concerned about is the New York Times article that they told me about. It said in there that they believe the time is now. They too understand for the first time we got somebody on the other side acknowledging that the election cycle of 2020 is paramount. Paramount. Folks, we've got to fight. We have got to fight. We've got to stop it. I have come in contact with information from Schumer and Pelosi, something they put out to their respective houses, to all of their members, to stop using the word socialism, to phase it out of the dialogue, they say. Now, they're doing that because all of you, the president and others, have done such a good job of spreading the word. But they also know that if people are made aware of socialism, people in America will rise up and stop it. This campaign for president is simple. It's really simple. If you vote for any candidate, whichever one the Democrats put out, the Democratic nominee for president, whoever it is, if you vote for that person, you're voting for the immediate installation, essentially, trimester, but I'm talking third trimester and even out of the womb. There's nothing you can call that except murder. Murder. And I understand there's some people that want to debate and argue when is life born. Is it at conception? Is it in the first trimester? Is it in the second trimester? I understand there are people that argue that point. Is that a life form yet? But come on, the third trimester, it moves that most all of everything he's going to have when he comes out of the chute. That's a baby. That is a baby. And to kill it is not abortion anymore. That's murder. But how can a whole state endorse such a thing? That's when I get worried. What is it about us that we've become so hardened, or so ignorant, that we would even talk of such a thing, much less enact laws to permit it? Think about that. You know, we talk about a lot of things that are significant. They truly are. A lot of things that are important. They truly are. But for some reason, none of them strike the same degeneration that the abortion and murder of children brings out. It just does. But remember, socialism. Socialism means that. Socialism, I get a bit amused when I hear that Cortez, I hear her talking about it's a right, it's a human right, it's a human right this, a human right that. But then support abortion. Does that make sense to any of you? It doesn't mean. And when they talk about all these things that are free healthcare, free education, paying off college loans, student loans, and yes, that's in there. They haven't talked about it, but it's in there. And then the part in the New Deal, if you're not able to work, you'll be paid. And if you choose not to work, you'll be paid. What planet do these people come from? Just take paying people if they choose not to work. Who in the hell do you want? And if they're successful at marginalizing everyone, as socialism does. That's right, socialism marginalizes everybody. There is an elitist society, small elitist society, and everybody else, you're just paupers, pawns. No chance for advancing if you're not in the elite class. You don't make it to the elite class. No chance of increasing your earnings by doing good work. No chance of growing. What is life then? You know, we in America have enjoyed something that most countries have never had. Never. And that's the prospect of being able to dream. You ever think about that? You ever think about people in a country like Africa or the Middle East when every day is the same? You're not going to advance. You're not going to get any better. Where you were, if your family was born, where your family would be reborn. The weird thing in countries like that, and I've been to those people, and it's so foreign to me, I couldn't even understand
Larry?
Yes.
I'm a little concerned about how well they're able to hear you.
I'm sorry. I'm doing the best I can. I can't if I shout.
No, you can't. You can't go more. I'm just wondering how much longer you should go because.
Okay, I understand. Folks, what she's concerned about is my throat. If anybody has any questions, send them in now, please. We will have an abbreviated program today to give my throat help. I did want to say, if you can, it should be nice today, especially if you can, please, you can send help to the PayPal account, NicholsLiveAOL.com. NicholsLiveAOL.com. Seize the moment. That's all I want to say to you. Seize the moment and be all in. 2020, the election in 2020. It's not going to be about me and you. Most of you listening to me right now, it's not going to be about us. What we do in November of 2020 is going to have a direct bearing on the lives of our children and grandchildren. They're going to have to live what we decide. Now, if we want them in a world of socialism, and remember, socialism's dead. I've said that earlier, but some of you are probably saying, what does he mean? Socialism's dead. It's simple. Socialism is X's and O's. You're either able to be a worker bee and produce for the collective, or you're a liability. And when you become a liability in a socialized country, you become a problem. Because you see, the money that comes in goes to the elitist group. It doesn't get dispersed down to the people. So when you get old and you can't work, you'll be killed off. Maybe not like in Nazi Germany where they run you into gas chambers and kill you. Maybe not that. But most probably you'll just die off for lack of being able to afford the medicines to extend your life. And they'll control the number of babies that need support, obviously through abortion, murder. Socialism's dead. You don't believe me? Look at Venezuela. That's another reason I think Pelosi and Schumer have decided to back off use the word socialism, because it just so happens at this moment in time, socialism's not looking good if people dare to look at Venezuela. But the part people don't know about Venezuela, they see Venezuela in the turmoil it's in now. But what they don't know in America, or what we don't know as a nation, is how they pitched the country to get it to become a socialist country. And the truth is, they did it just like they're doing it to us. They promised a new Green Deal. They promised a better way of life, a utopia. They always do. But it don't ever turn out that way. Marilyn, anybody have a question?
No, no questions. I think we all realize your voice needs to just take the rest that you need after being with Jason for an hour.
Well, I hang out a little longer if anybody wants to ask a question, but it's important to me that I know in my heart that I've done everything I can for y'all to make you understand that the decision we make in November of 2020 will affect our children, not us. Not so much as some of us, of course, will be around. But a good many of us will be dying off. these endless wars around the world that we put billions and trillions into. We have that money for free education, free health care. It's not true. It's not true. In theory, I guess it is. But it's not in fact. Because we don't have the money to be in those wars anyway. For all the people that are complaining about Trump pulling us out of Syria and trying to get us out of that quagmire in the Middle East. As a businessman, he's smart. That's just pure business. We don't have the money. What Cortez and that bunch don't realize, we don't have the money to do it. We're borrowing the money to fight in those wars. We're borrowing it. It's a debt that our children can't pay. By now, if we stop the world today, if we stop the world, every child born will owe their part to the federal government just to pay for what we owe right now. Something like $170,000 to $200,000 in debt the minute they're born, and it goes up every day. Every day. We can't continue that. And when he talks about the emergency on our southern border, he's not kidding. Here again, just dealing with it economically, as he would from a business perspective. Everybody that comes here illegally costs us $70-something thousand a year. $70,000 for the free stuff they get, even though they're here illegally. That's not counting the damage they do by robbing and plundering, those that do that stuff. They put them in jail. When you put them in jail, it's going to cost up to $200,000 plus a year. We just can't afford it. Can't afford it. You have to say to the people in Washington and the Democrats and the Republicans, no, you can't let this go on. You may not be for a wall, but dear God, you've got to see economically we can't stand the burden. We can't. Every year we get further and further in debt based off the people coming across the border. Yesterday, I think it was, somebody wondered about Trump, wanting people to have skills. What he's talking about is his merit. People coming here and he let people in on a merit program. A merit program simply means that they've got some vital skill that when they get here, they can work. Gainfully be employed. That's what it means. But if they're not skilled at a job and they come here, chances are they fall on the dependency scale. And when they hit that dependency scale, it's a pure hardline cost of $74,000 a year. Now, I don't know what a million times $74,000 a year adds up to. Can't calculate with my hands and feet that well. But it's a lot. Folks, that's a year. And it's a year compound, meaning that this hundreds of million times 74,000 that come in this year, next year we pay it again. Plus another million coming in at 74,000 each. And the year after that, we're paying for their 74,000 times a million, the past 74,000 million, and the past before that. Every day, it just goes up to numbers that are staggering. We don't have the money. Maybe that's what you should tell me that are confused about the issue of the wall. It's not the wall. It'll mean nothing. The cost of the wall
Nobody's been talking in the chat at all today.
Is there anybody there?
Yeah, we've got 27 people here.
Okay. You're not a talkative group today. I hope I haven't bored you to tears. If I have, I'm sorry. Sometimes the truth's born. Sometimes I think we just need to have these talks, although they're not exciting. I understand that. But we have to keep getting grounded every once in a while. We've got to get grounded. And it's times like these when I know conspiracy stories on the internet are really exciting, fun to go to. But if you want conspiracies, just turn on the news. You'll see right in front of you one of the largest conspiracies in the history of the world when you turn on your newscast on television. Did you ever think about that? Have you ever seen a coup? Turn on your news. Because you'll see it then. That's where it's at. Right on our news, we're in the middle of a coup to transform our day. Step one of this silent coup is to remove our president. That to me is, if you want excitement, that's pretty exciting. Because these are two events that are unique to the world. With that, my throat's just about gone. So, without trying to shortchange anybody, I do need to cut it short. Folks, I appreciate your patience. I apologize for being late. I am physically, I'm sorry. I give you all I got. But on days when I do Jason and then this one, it's no throat and lungs don't last so good. But if no one has a question, Mary Ellen, no one has a question, then why don't we say good day for this day? Till tomorrow.
All right, Larry.
What?
There is one question I see here. Is there a way for Trump to reverse the Smith-Mundt Act that was signed by Obama, pushing propaganda by our media and government?
I don't think so. I don't know that much about it, about the act itself. For that, I'm sorry, but I don't. But I don't think there's anything Trump can do that would stand the immediate legal challenges he would get. He would be attacked mercilessly through the court system if he tried that.
Okay.
But I think there is something that's got to be done through Congress.
This is the last question we'll take. Do you know what is your response to the no Brexit vote in London today?
How did the vote tonight? I've been tied up. I haven't seen. Have they had the vote already?
Yeah, I think Brexit was voted down.
Mm-hmm. We're to learn our lesson and move to unify Europe, the currency and all, was socialism at a continental level. Didn't work. The Great Britain is just the first, I think, of many now
No, it can't.
So I'm proud of the people in Britain that voted it out.
Well, I think, yeah. All right, folks, we're going to end it here. Thank you for being here. Larry's PayPal account is nicholslive@aol.com. Order a t-shirt. They're at nicholslive.com and go to the merchandise page. The bumper stickers are available there as well. And tomorrow night at 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 Central, tomorrow night we will be discussing Chapter 2 of Larry's book, 28 Years to Nowhere. And thank you again. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
And as you can hear, I do need your help today, if you can at all. Thank you.
Oh, hang on.